Hi, I'm Lesley Logan, onlinepilatesclasses.com co-founder, and today I have a wall Pilates workout for you. It's short and juicy and guaranteed at all the spots, including working on your posture, your core, and those glute muscles. If you are new to Pilates, recovering from injury, or maybe doing Pilates for a really long time and you just want to do a wall Pilates workout, this is for you. Before we get started, I do want to talk about what wall Pilates is and what it's not. So wall Pilates is actually just taking Pilates exercises from the mat. We'll take a couple from the reformer today, and we'll use the wall as feedback. This is going to help us understand where we are in space and how to connect to these muscles when we don't have the wall. Wall Pilates isn't just taking any low impact exercise, putting it on a wall and slapping Pilates on it. A lot of people like to do that. And here's the thing, low impact fitness is super amazing for everybody. But there is a difference between low impact fitness exercises and Pilates. Pilates is low impact, but not all low impact exercises are Pilates. So today we are doing Pilates exercises using the wall in this amazing workout. We're going to get started in just a quick moment, but I want to make sure you subscribe to this channel, that you hit the bell so you never miss a notification from us, including us going live every Sunday to answer your questions. So if you have questions, put them in the comments below so we can answer them on the next live on Sunday. Welcome to onlinepilatesclasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the onlinepilatesclasses.com app today. All right, let's get started. You want to make sure that you have a wall. That's all you need today. So we're going to go against this wall, and you'll take at least one of your own footsteps away from the wall. All right. You don't want to be all the way up against the wall. That is a great way to see what your posture is. But let's be real. Some of us have a booty like me. So we're going to put our feet a little further away from the wall, heels together, toes apart. And all I want you to do is put your head up against the wall. You might have to double chin it, which is it's not the most attractive move, but it actually, putting your head back is not a chin up. That's actually changing the curve of your neck. Putting your chin down a little bit, you still have this nice curve in your neck, and now we're putting your head over your shoulders. Then we want to get these shoulders against the wall. I'm using my legs to help me, so I promised you glutes. We're getting there. You use your legs to get your back and stomach up against the wall. Now, what we don't want to do is push the knees back, so make sure your knees are nice and soft, but your hamstrings and glutes are working. You've got weight across all four corners of each foot. Then, if that's going well, congratulations. We're going to move on. If you're like, oh my gosh, Lesley, I cannot get this head back, grab a towel, roll it back there so you can bring the wall to your head. You can still keep going with this. And then over time, you can ditch that towel, okay? Now we're going to try to get the elbows and the back of your hands against the wall like a goalpost. If that meant that you just popped your ribs off the wall like a roasted chicken, take your arms forward, pull the ribs back. So I want the ribs on the wall, especially the low ones back here. I want your stomach muscles pulling in to lengthen your back, which, by the way, your lower back may or may not be touching right now. That's okay. Don't stress about it. But these low ribs, we want them back and the shoulders on. And then you try to get the elbows and the hands on. Don't cheat and put your elbows on and hands off. Just see how close you can go. If you can get all the way back there, amazing. Wherever you are in space with your goalpost arms, slide those arms up and then slide them down. And this is making me instantly sweat. It's so hard. So do not stress if you're like, oh my God, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. You're not out of shape. It's just a challenge, but we're working all the muscles of your upper back, your lats, which by the way, attach to your oblique muscles and really help engage everything. We're just going up and down. You should feel probably a stretch across the front of your chest. I promised you helping your posture. You could do this literally every day after a work day or even throughout the day and reverse all that time at a computer. Ah, my goodness. Okay. Before our hands go numb, drop those arms down. And again, reset head, shoulders, low ribs, stomach muscles are on. We didn't lock the knees out accidentally. And then you're just going to roll down. So chin, ribs, lungs, right? We're pulling that all the way down. You go down only until you can, like basically your sacrum, and then you're going to roll back up. We're going gently. There's not like a perfectionist-y thing here. I just want you to notice what parts of your back comes off in chunks and which parts of your back have a lot of movement in them. One more time. So if you have a hard time doing the roll up off the floor, this is a really good exercise for you, especially to warm yourself up. Okay, now we'll do our 100. So we did 100 on the mat. We're not going to curl our head and chest off for this 100. In fact, you're going to try to keep your head back, your shoulders back, ribs on, stomach muscles in, and you pump your arms vigorously. Inhale for 5, exhale for 5 pumps. And inhale and exhale. And I want you to notice not how big your pumps are, but how much your body, what parts of your body want to go on and off the wall. I have this one vertebra that likes to just go on, off, on, off. So I have to work more of my stomach muscles to surround my spine to keep it there. That's exactly what these pumps are designed to do. They're designed to destabilize your center. And so it makes your center work even harder against these pumps. We've got 5 more cycles of breathing. Inhale and exhale. And in and out. In and out. One more. Are you keeping everything against the wall? And out. All right. Now your arms come up towards your ears. And we're going to do those roll-ups again. But this time we're going to be a little bit more precise. You're going to take your arms by your ears, and they're going to stay there as you roll off the wall. And you get to about your lower back. And then you pull your stomach muscles back to come back up. 4 more. So hoping that you feel your shoulders wide on your back, and that when you get up onto the wall, you can feel the width of your shoulders across the wall, and that your heart is back there. You're not ribs off, right? And again, is it as hard as doing the roll up on the floor? Not necessarily, because we're not working against gravity here, but you should still feel those inner thighs, outer hips, hamstrings working, and the stomach muscles working to help you get up against the wall. Last time. Okay, now we take our arms against the wall, and we're going to challenge our glutes in a very unique way. So your arms are against the wall. If that popped your shoulders off, I want you to take your arms a little wider on the wall. I do want those shoulder heads back, okay? I promised you posture, glutes, and core. So our shoulders on the wall, take your arms as wide as you need to do that. Then you're going to slide 1 foot forward. Yep, without leaning. And you're going to circle the leg across the midline, out to the side, around, and up. So these are our single leg circles. And if you feel like you're going to slide down your wall, reverse after 5, press your arms back into the wall more, press your head back, breathe into the back of your lungs. And after 5, set the foot down. Double check that your heels are together. Your leg didn't go rogue. Get your head, shoulders, low, ribs back, and then slide 1 foot forward. And again, across, around, and up. If you feel like you're locking your knee out, soften your knee, right? Re-stand in your hamstrings and glutes. Reverse the circles. This is harder than it looks, I promise. If you're watching, this is a very difficult workout. So join me at your wall. Now, take your arms off the wall for single leg stretch. It's another mat exercise we do in the Pilates mat routine, and we'll take one knee into our chest. You can grab either behind the thigh or grab the shin and pull the leg in while staying on one leg. Slide that leg back down, replace it before the other one comes up. So we're not marching super fast. We are just taking one knee in, using our core muscles to do that, while our glutes have to hold us up, and then keeping your shoulders, heads back, and your head back to, again, work on the upper back muscles for your posture. 2 more times each side. You can exhale as you pull that knee in. All right. Now, a wall squat. So you want to place yourself a couple of your own foot distances away from the wall. All right, that's important. And then parallel your legs. We've been doing turned out. Now we're going to do parallel. So you'll take your arms, lay by your side, and then as you slide down the wall, they'll come out in front, okay? And you want to get those heels underneath the knees. So if you didn't get your feet out far enough, you'll know on this first one. And then you slide back up. If your wall doesn't let you slide very well, a towel is really helpful. Again, slide down, hold. My shoulder heads came off the wall when I pulled my arms forward, so I get to use the wall as feedback to pull my shoulders back. Then I use my stomach muscles to pull everything against the wall, and then the back of your legs, hamstrings, glutes, side you up. Again, lower it down. A couple more breaths. We're not going up yet. Don't worry, I don't have a stopwatch, so I can't make you stay here for 45 seconds. Wouldn't that be nice though? And slide down again. Maybe not, maybe not. The other day I did a 45-second wall squat with my husband, and holy moly, that's a really long time. Slide down. All right, last one. Hold it here, shoulder heads back, head back. Take a deep breath in and out. You can stay here for another 3 breaths, right? 2 more. 1 more. You standing in your heels? Push through your feet to come up. Okay, we're going to come away from the wall. We're actually going to have a seat on the floor. So spine stretch forward is an exercise where we tend to cheat ourselves on rounding. A lot of us round from poor posture and not from muscles. And again, that's why this wall exercise can be really great. So hands come between your legs, ankles are flexed, and I'm pushing my hands into the floor to pull my head, shoulders, and back up so I can find, oh, there's another inch I could scoop back there, right? So now with my head, shoulders, hips against the wall, just take a couple breaths here. Wouldn't it be nice if our chairs actually helped us hold ourselves up this tall? Okay, when we round forward, notice if you push back into the wall. So we want to peel off the wall without making the wall an enemy. Slide the hands forward, round until your lower back's still against the wall, and pulse. 1, stomach back. 2, like a little crunch. 3, pull your waist back to come up. So the head's the last thing to come up. Dig those heels down. My glutes are on fire. And around. So the more you press your heels down, not your knees down, pulse. 1, 2, 3, the more you can get out of those hip flexors, and your glutes are going to be fired up. And again, rounding forward. So if you feel like your wall has become the enemy, you're pressing off the wall to come forward, then that means we're doing, like, we're slouching to round. We want to do like a crunch off the floor. And peel. 1, 2, 3, and up. Last time. Okay, this next one is the saw. It's a little tricky because we do have a wall back here, but I love the footboard, the baseboard for my pelvis because it tells us when we cheat. A lot of times when we do a twist, we shimmy across the floor and we turn our hips. So you should feel your hips against your baseboard. Then you're going to have one hand behind your head, or it can even just be down by your side. The other arm is going to come across the midline. Reach for your opposite foot, and you have to twist and round off the wall, just like we did on the spine stretch forward. So the twist is new, but the rounding forward is the same, and you pulse. 1, ooh, I can feel my hip wanting to pull off. Pull the hip back. 2, 3, come up. The hand can go back down. The other arm comes out. We twist from the waist, and then we pulse as we pull our hip back. 1, 2, 3, roll it up. And again, twist and around. 1, pull that opposite back. 2, 3, roll up and twist and around. 1, 2, 3. It looks so easy. It's challenging all the right places. So we have our core working, our glutes working, and then the wall helps us recheck back in with our posture. Final time. Okay. So now we're going to use our wall, the length of our wall, for a Sidekick series. So you want to get against the wall with your elbow. So a lot of times people cheat and their elbow is forward on their mat. We want yours to be, I always want your elbow in line with your shoulder at the back edge of your mat so you can feel that with the corner of your rim, right? Or the wall of your rim, that baseboard. Then the head and chest, and then the booty. So it's not easy. We're going to take our top hand and put it in front of us and help us use it to pull our shoulder back. Okay, bottom foot is forward. Top foot points and lifts up. My booty is still against the wall. And then I'm going to kick my leg forward, keeping my hip against the wall. It's going to kick back, press into the wall. So I get a hamstring glute connection. But if my lower back popped off, I don't get to go back that far. Okay? Bring the leg forward, pull the stomach muscles back and the hip back against the wall. Reach the leg back as far as it can go without changing anything touching the wall. Kick it forward and pull it back. Kick it forward, pull it back. Kick it forward, pull it back. Now, take the top leg over the bottom leg. The hip is still against the wall. Turn the leg out. Your leg gets to go up and flex down, point up and flex down. It goes up as high as your hip doesn't try to tip into the wall. So it's touching the wall, but not making an enemy, not trying to bulldoze the wall over. One more time. Woo! Whew, felt that. Okay, other side. So again, find your elbow, shoulder, and hips against the wall, then legs come forward. Use your hand to help assist the top shoulder back. So a lot of times when our leg kicks forward and back, our shoulders go forward and back, but this wall is providing that feedback. Our leg can only go as far forward as our hip stays back and our shoulders stay back. And you might notice that your leg feels a little different from side to side. This side, I have a hard time getting my leg as far back as my first side, and that's just because this is a weaker glute for me. So as soon as the leg goes back, everything wants to pop off. Couple more, front to back. If you feel like your bottom leg is working like crazy, it's because it is. It really is. Okay, the up and down. So the top leg is over the bottom leg. The hips are stacked against the wall. Point up, flex down. So you can go as high as the hip doesn't tip along the wall, like slide up and down the wall or back. 2 more. Last one. Okay, I hope your hips are burning as much as mine. Now, standing back up, I want us to do a reformer exercise called the star. It's a really great place to practice this against the wall first, because on the reformer, it's a very unstable apparatus. So what you'll do is you'll put your hand on the wall in line with your shoulder, okay? And then you're gonna take your top leg out. So I'm at a slight angle with my body. You can go out as far as you want. This is about where I'm gonna go because I can feel my arm connected to my shoulder here. And then our top arm and top leg are gonna move together. So you can actually take your top leg up with your top arm up. So just opening and closing. We just did this line on the ground, but now we get to work our entire side body in a very different way. So maybe you weren't thinking about your shoulder arm back connection when you're laying on the floor. Now you have to. Now our leg goes forward with our arm forward. Then we spice it up. Leg goes back, arm forward. Arm and leg go forward. Arm goes forward, leg goes back. Oh, did you take your lower back forward with you? I did. So let's try that again. Arm and leg forward. Then as the leg goes back, the stomach pulls in to support that so we don't overdo the extension in the lower back. I know your lower back can extend. I want to see your hip extend. One more. And rest. Other side. So hand to the wall, legs out. Your bottom leg is not locked because you need that glute muscle on, and then arm and leg out. And then we go arm and leg forward, then arm forward, leg back. Arm and leg forward, arm forward, leg back. Arm and leg forward. Are you standing on your arm and outer hip? Those are the muscles we want to work so we can prepare ourselves for a side plank and for star on the reformer. Last time. Whew, okay. So super fun thing to do. If you don't like push-ups on the floor, you can do push-ups on the wall. So you'll just take your hands to the wall in line with your shoulders, take your feet out, and then you'll bend your elbows narrow and push back up. And if you want to go lower, you can. You bend your elbows narrow and up. 5 more. So heels together, toes apart, bend, and reach. Wall push-ups are a really great way to work all the muscles of a plank without being all the way down to the floor, which can be difficult or not easy to get off the floor. The next level will be doing counter push-ups. You push your hands on the counter, and then you could do your hands on like a bench, and then hands to the floor with your knees down, and then knees up. So that would be your progression. One more time. Okay. All right, we're almost there. Last thing. This wall exercise actually means we need to stay away from the wall. So we're going to use the wall as like an alarm of sorts that you went too far back. So you want to have your hands come behind your hips, and you want to make sure that you're got a couple inches between your booty and the wall. So my heels are going to be further away than my butt is because my butt sticks out more than my heels. Then you'll have your heels together, toes apart, arms go up, you round forward, And you do exactly what we did at the beginning of our class together today, but we're not allowed to touch the wall with our glutes. And then when you come up, you're not allowed to touch the wall with your glutes. If you're like, oh, I didn't give myself enough space. I bet you did. I bet you did. You just have to actually get your stomach muscles to pull in and your hips don't get to go back. So we're not locking the knees, right? We're not leaning our hips back. We're going to keep our weight over our heels and try that again. So you have to actually lift your waist up as you stand down through your feet. And then you pull your waist through. And again, lift your waist up, 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 up. And pull your waist through. I love to do this at the end of classes for our members on onlinepilatesclasses.com. And sometimes I make them lift their heels just to make it a little harder because it lets you see just how far you come. Check out what you did in just 20 minutes. I bet it feels easier to do this. And now, come against your wall like we did at the beginning of class, heels together, toes apart. Is it easier to put your head, your shoulders, and your lungs against the wall? What about those elbows and hands? Did you be able to do it without popping your ribs off? If not, don't worry. This is not magic, guys. It's our first time, even if it's our 10th time. If you start to do this weekly, with this eyes wise tease and doing some wall Pilates or Pilates with me at onlinepilatesclasses.com, I promise you this becomes better. But I bet you that even if you aren't able to touch the wall right now, you're closer than when you started. And that's what we love to do at OPC. We love to compare ourselves to ourselves. So you're not comparing yourself to me. You're taking the same class during a whole week so you can see what you improved upon. And then the next week we take that class away, helping hold you accountable and allowing you to start a new class and see what parts of the class last week stuck with you, what parts do you still need help on. And then the best thing about people who are members of OPC, they actually get to send us a video of them doing an exercise and get real feedback on their form, something no other platform can do for you. Even though we are on demand, you can take the classes online or in app. If you are a member of OPC, you actually can submit a video of yourself at a time that's convenient for you going, this is exercise I'm not understanding, what am I doing wrong? And then myself and the OPC team can actually support you in your practice. Know you have community, you have accountability, we help you make all those connections, and therefore you do life better. So make sure you go into the link in our show notes, onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube, try out our trial and check out our membership and see how we can work for you. And make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our other videos, and join us live on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time.